All right. Hi, everyone. And this is Annelise, intuitive, shamanic intuitive healing hypnosis, energy healing and hypnosis. And welcome to May 2021, our energy healing transmission session. It's going to be put online on YouTube. For now, that's our video sharing platform. That can probably reach the most people, or people can find it more easily. So that's what we're using. And I just want to start by explaining a little bit about what these are in general, since this is the first one I'm doing and posting. So basically it's an energy healing transmission. It can be used at any time. It can be used over and over again if you wish, or just one time. And it should bring a measure of healing and relaxation into your body if you're open to that. So I invite you to come on into the healing space. And so here we are. I'll show you a little bit of what I have. I have a crystal grid around me. I'm sitting on the floor. You can lie down. You can be at your chair, and you don't have to put physical crystals in your grid around you. You can envision the crystals you want around you. So in all cases, surround yourself with white light, golden bubble, the energy of love and heart. Put your own, protective shield up anytime you engage in healing work. I'm doing that for myself, and I ask you to do that for yourself too, so that only the things that are beneficial for you at this time in your journey as a soul in a human body would come through to you. And what I'm going to create here is an energy field. And anytime you watch the video, you step into that energy field. So I've got in the front of me clear quartz crystal and my lovely healing crystal from my friend Antonina. Hi, Antonina, if you're watching. And then on the left, Chunko rose quartz that's brought me through many difficult heartache in my life. This is a great piece. I just lay it right on my chest and lay on my bed, and it feels good. But, it's been cleansed a number of times, of course. It's on our healing grid. And then at my tailbone behind me, I have this cool little thingamajog that I got hiking in New Mexico, where I used to live. And you might be hearing some noises. That's my hound dog. I have a basset hound. She's scratching the carpet. Don't scratch the carpet! Don't scratch the carpet! Yeah, we put new carpet in the house, and don't really want the dog scratching it up. She's got very long fingernails. We could saw them down, but she walks outside enough that, they're still long. Anyway, back to this. And the other noise you might hear occasionally would be the neighbor across the street. I've got my window open because it's just beautiful, and I like to have that connection to the outdoors when I'm doing healing work. So my preference is to keep my window open, even though the neighbor insists on, get this, practicing his guitar with his amplifier pumped, like cranked way up. All we can figure is he wants attention. So, I don't know. We live in the middle of nowhere, but maybe some music producer is going to drive by one day and be like, that's just the sound I'm looking for. So, you never know. Anyway, back to this ball. Found it. These are created in the Arroyo Seco, which is a dry riverbed, basically. Dry except when it rains, and then it's like torrential, and the water really flows fast, and it forms these sandstone balls they look like they're like communication devices from aliens from long ago. I don't know. You could tell yourself a million stories, but it is what it is. It's a sandstone, and it's got crystal flecks in it too, like I don't know, but some kind of shiny quartz, I would say. It's like a shiny clear quartz almost in the sandstone. That's what it looks like to me. And it makes a nice little ball shape. Please don't go tearing up the desert. But if you happen to be blessed by walking on a path in the desert near an arroyo seco and you find one, you know, ask the earth if you can take it first. Because I've had plenty of rocks where I've been like, wow, that's really cool. But it stays there. So this one wanted to go home with me. So here it is, and maybe one day it'll want to go back to the desert, and I'll take it there. I'll drive 3,000 miles, and I will take it there. Well, I don't know if I'll drive. And these days, no one's really flying, are they? But listen, you all are here for the healing session. So like I said, build your crystal grid, whether it's physical, around you while you're laying down or sitting up, doesn't matter. But, you know, basically one at your feet, one at your head, one at your left and one at your right. It's good to have the grounding crystal near your feet or the base of your spine. This one's my grounding crystal because it just seems the earthiest to me. All right, so, and use the crystals that feel good to you. If you're not sure which ones, go for neutral crystals like clear quartz and, you know, nothing too like elaborate like lapis lazuli or anything. Just go for the kind of, you can even find a really pretty rock in your yard for your grounding stone. All right, you don't have to have fancy crystals from a crystal shop. And like I said, if you are at work or someplace where you don't have crystals or don't have a grid to build around yourself, build it in your mind's eye, imagine it around you. So start yourself off with a 2-3 minute meditation where you just set the energy around you and envision the crystal that's at your foot, at your head, at your left, and at your right. So they're making like a circle around your body. And then you want to have that white light protection or the golden bubble around you. Okay, so I'm going to just start with a mantra that's just very, it's like my soul mantra. I don't know how else to describe it. I started reciting it before I even knew any mantras or knew that this was a mantra. It's just like it was embedded in me. It came with me when I came to Earth. So. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om. Shanti, 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 Om. All right, guys, so what's going on? The healing work I've been called to do for the month is on the thyroid, maybe the thymus. It addresses the thymus a little too. That's what I'm hearing. Thyroid primarily. And so then this is like our throat area, glands up in here too. It also affects our hearing. So if this area is off, a lot of times we have trouble hearing, we get liquid in the ears, and balance issues. That's tied in with hearing and the ear chakras being affected. So I want you to just start by putting your palms, as much of your palmar surface as you can, in the neck area. Close your eyes. And again, if you're a place where it's awkward to actually do put your hands on yourself like this, someone's going to be like, she's strangling herself. Ah. If it's someplace where it's awkward, just envision it, okay? Because visualization is powerful. Science has proven that. All right, there I go winking again. I always wink. It's a thing. Don't take it personally, please. So 3 deep breaths. And just feel that energy there as you do that. And I want you to take your right hand, palmar surface again, as much of it as you can manage at the nape of your neck, where your neck meets your head, palmar surface, and palmar surface at the throat. 3 to 4 very nice deep cleansing breaths. Just feeling the energy. We're not sending a positive or a negative, we're just in a neutral state here, just a neutral state. Okay, now come down to like your high heart area, so not quite heart, between heart and throat, and kind of like a lotus flower. Put that thumbs to the breastbone. 3 deep breaths. All right. Now I'm just going to transmit some of the healing energy to you. If I have visualizations, like things that come across my third eye or words that come to me for you, I will share those. Otherwise, it'll be done in silence, presumably. So I'm being called to share why this area is being addressed at this time, and this is what the healers who help work through me in spirit are sharing. This is a stressful time for humanity. There's no getting around that, they say. Whether you feel stressed by the larger world events that are going on, you have events in your own life going on that are giving stress and potentially causing stress for you. And you might be someone who manages stress really well, You might be one of those who appears to manage stress or not be affected by it, but it is affecting you, and you need to look at that and process it out, because those hidden deposits of stress are what can really creep in and start causing illness and disease in us. So it's okay to be stressed. It's not a sign of weakness or lack of spiritual development. It's a sign that you're human and you have a heartbeat, and this is a good thing. They want you to know that it is healthy to acknowledge and release the stress. It is part of human existence. It always has been and always will be. We can get better and better at coping with and dealing with the stress we face, but it will always be there to some extent. Okay. Not to see stress as an enemy, but as a trigger to go within and grow certain areas of ourselves to help them be strengthened, kind of like the wind blowing a tree. Helps to strengthen it. It will strengthen the tree. Okay. They're saying we are in a place on Earth of mixing energies, mixing germs, mixing bacterias, mixing. It's a great mixing pot of the universe. You can experience things here you wouldn't experience anywhere else, and you've probably heard that before, and maybe you haven't, but they want to remind you of that at least. You can experience things on Earth that you wouldn't experience anywhere else. So why the thyroid is affected by stress, immensely affected by it. It can trigger shutdowns in the body. It can cause, and I'm just channeling this, I don't know this from any textbook. When the body encounters stress, the mind, the emotions, stress, messages are sent from the glands. The thyroid kind of like controls the stress response in the body. And if the stress is great and ongoing, the thyroid will give commands in the body to shut certain things down or to pull it back in. It's like pull it back and like rein it in, okay? Because we need to keep our basic functions going, okay? We need to prioritize. So this little thing here, this little thing there, we're going to either shut it down or key it down a notch so that we can keep having our heartbeat, keep breathing, okay? And they're saying that continual, like ongoing, long-term, I guess, chronic, that's the word, stress, where it like lasts for weeks and maybe longer than that. The shutdowns start to manifest as illness, and it's like there's so many shutdown commands the thyroid gets overwhelmed. So you either get an overactive or an underactive thyroid. It can really then start to affect your overall health because it's like all getting out of whack. Okay. It's all so interconnected, it's almost too much to explain. But I hope that gives you a good picture of the thyroid and what it's doing. And so what we want to do is talk to the thyroid and say, thank you for helping to manage my stress. I now want to be more calm. Take a few deep breaths, please, then now. And repeat, I do want to be more calm. I am calming down right now. I'm feeling calmer. I know there are difficult things in my life, and I also know that I am amazing and I can overcome anything that life throws at me. I've got this. Thank you, thyroid, for helping me to manage stress. I ask you now to just come back to balance, to not feel overwhelmed, to not feel stressed. I am sorry that I've put such a heavy burden onto you. Please forgive me. Let's calm down. We'll all calm down. I promise you that I will calm down more. I will take the necessary time to relax every day, to nourish myself, to eat healthy foods so that I don't have added stress of unhealthy food in my body, to take ample time to breathe and oxygenate. You need to get fresh air. You need to get good water. Those are of utmost importance. Thyroid needs cleansing. Sea kelp can help. Okay, and now I have a little bit of, I think it's a carrier oil, like almond or jojoba, and it has some frankincense oil in it. And that comes to me as helpful for thyroid and throat. So I just want to, I got a little too much. Just want to rub that there. And I know you might not have access to frankincense oil right now. So I'm just going to transmit the energy of the frankincense to you. If you have frankincense, put some on, sometime today, sometime after watching this. Or maybe you're one of those people who already put it on because you just knew. So, I want you to envision, Spirit wants you to envision a healthy and balanced glandular system. All glands giving and receiving their orders and commands to and from the body. All of the bodies, the emotional, physical, mental, spiritual bodies. That frankincense smells wonderful, guys. Envision all of those glands in balance. Messages going efficiently, effectively to and from the parts of the body that need the instructions that the glands provide so they can function fully. We won't focus on eradicating stress. We'll focus on maximizing health and full potential. Get outside in nature and walk barefoot on the grass, on the rocks, on the sand, dirt, whatever you've got. Connect there with the earth. Feet to the earth, feet to the earth. So those are your messages, thyroid, all of that. And I hope this helps. I hope this brings a measure of healing. And I think I'll let it go at that, except that I do have my G-sharp singing bowl again. And let me just check with my dowsing rods if that would be a helpful thing for us to do. I mean, seems like it would be good anytime, but just ask, should I do a little singing bowl? Got my little dowsing rods, got just thin copper wires. They're kind of quirky, but that's me, quirky. Should I do that singing bowl? No, I don't think so. I think we're good. I think that the energy that came through there is good. I did want to share just, I've got this, A Guide for the Advanced Soul, a book of insight. I love this book. I didn't get it because I thought it was an advanced soul necessarily. I may or may not be. I got it because I love it. You open to a random page, and there's a message for you. So it's kind of like an oracle card deck, but it's like an oracle book. So I opened to the 38th message in here. It says, and I think this gets to the heart of some of the stress around thyroid for a lot of us this month. So here we go. You make yourself and others suffer just as much when you take offense as when you give offense. So that might sound like a kind of negative spin on it, but you know, let's just listen to that again. And I'll tell you who wrote it and what their book is, because this is a quote from somebody's writings. You make yourself and others suffer just as much when you take offense as when you give offense. And this is a quote from Ken, K-E-N, Keyes, K-E-Y-E-S, Jr., from a book called Handbook to Higher Consciousness, which I've never heard of, but it sounds really awesome. Who doesn't need a handbook to higher consciousness? I do. So thank you, Ken Keyes Jr., whether you're in a body or out of a body. Thank you. That was a nice message. And I think at the heart of it is forgiveness. Holding on. So we need to let go of offenses, and we need to let go of things that offend us, hurt us, even harm us. I know it's not easy. I have those things too, and I'm working on letting some of it go still. And that's okay, because you can keep moving forward even if you're not fully healed. Okay? It's all about intention. It's all about keep going, keep moving forward. When we let offenses pile up and take offense, it just hardens us up. We gotta keep our hearts open, especially right now. It's so important. This is like the most important time in forever on earth, to have your heart open. It's like really critical for the times. So everybody's shifting, everything's shifting, and keep yourself moving. Keep yourself moving and in a positive direction for yourself. All right, lots of love. Namaste. Thank you.